The World Series of Poker Paradise Series is just days away, and players heading to the event should take note of a major rule change that will affect the use of electronic devices at the tables. This past summer in Las Vegas, Jonathan Tamayo clinched the WSOP Main Event title. However, his victory was shrouded in controversy when observant poker fans noticed that his supporters, including pros Joe McKeehan and Dominic Nietzsche, had a laptop open on the rail, seemingly displaying real-time assistant software. The controversy surrounding Jonathan Tamayo's $10 million victory didn't just stir up casual poker fans. It sent shockwaves through the professional poker community. Players like Sam Grafton were quick to condemn the situation, calling it unacceptable and arguing that such actions absolutely cannot be allowed. Canadian poker pro Sam Greenwood took it a step further, blaming tournament officials for failing to act, stating that it was a failure by the floor to not penalize Tamayo's rail immediately. But perhaps the most heated exchange came from Daniel Negreanu, one of the most outspoken voices in poker. Negreanu blasted Dominic Nietzsche, a member of Tamayo's rail who allegedly used the laptop to provide real-time simulations. While Nietzsche insisted he operated within the official rules, Negreanu fired back, saying, even if it wasn't explicitly against the rules, it's outside the spirit of the game, gray and shady at best. Negreanu went on to accuse Nietzsche of not doing his due diligence, asking, did you not think it worthwhile to ensure you weren't doing anything nefarious by asking the floor for approval? The poker world was clearly divided. While some argued that Tamayo's rail simply took advantage of a legal gray area, others felt the presence of real-time assistance undermined the integrity of an individual sport. As one observer put it, imagine being on the final table with your rail being a couple of friends, while your opponent has 3 professionals feeding him real-time data. Does that seem fair? Amid this firestorm, Dominic Nietzsche doubled down, claiming he had made a commitment to Tamayo and his family to help him win, within the rules, of course. But as Negreanu bluntly pointed out, there are lots of ways to help a friend without doing something that is both wrong and a stain on our game. Tamayo was seen conversing with his rail during the final table, prompting suspicions of a potential unfair advantage. Despite these concerns, no concrete evidence has surfaced to indicate that he violated any rules or that his win was influenced by external assistance. At the time, the WSOP lacked specific regulations to address such situations. In response, they've now implemented a new rule to prevent similar controversies in the future. Kevin "Kevmath" Mathers highlighted this development by sharing a screenshot of the updated rule on electronic assistance and coaching, which aims to curb rail assistance, at least for the upcoming WSOP Paradise Series. Players and spectators are not allowed to use charts, apps, or any other form of electronic assistance in the tournament room. Failure to adhere to this policy will result in a penalty up to disqualification for the player and removal from the tournament room for the spectator. Spectators are also prohibited from providing live assistance or coaching. Failure to adhere to this rule will result in a penalty for the player and removal from the rail for the spectator. Non-players on the rail must adhere to the WSOP terms and conditions, including no viewing of live streams on an electronic device. Rule 63B reads, the new rule does not explicitly outline the exact penalties for players caught using real-time assistance tools during play. Instead, it states that penalties could range up to disqualification, leaving the decision largely in the hands of the tournament director or floor supervisor at the time. Had this rule been enforced during the 2024 WSOP Main Event final table, Jonathan Tamayo's rail would have been ejected from the tournament area. The same would apply to anyone in the audience watching a feature table live stream. Additional rules for the Bahamas series include a ban on electronic devices at the table once play is down to the final 3 tables. Players are also prohibited from placing their phones or other devices on the table or the rail during gameplay. This shift in policy comes after the World Series of Poker was acquired earlier this year by the parent company of online poker giant GG Poker, following its sale from Caesars Entertainment. Whether these electronic device restrictions will continue next summer, be modified, or removed remains uncertain.